Oh, with a mint.
No, I'll eat your biltong. I don't
All
mind.
right,
I'll put
all
your
right.
meat in my mouth.
Oh, we live.
Wow, we got a lot of chatter today.
Okay, everybody yabbering.
Everybody yabbering. I mean, I don't know what's happening on YouTube. I don't know if you care about YouTube, but
YouTube, as Sarge says. I missed Sarge yesterday. When
it was a little crazy. Sarge, please excuse Anton. That was a bit much.
We're live. Not yet.
Oh, this thing. It doesn't want to wake up. Wake up.
Right. Is that...
Time to put on a little makeup. Come on.
Let's see. Sorry, we just want to see if everything's live before we start. Not yet.
Why? I turned it on.
I don't know.
I turned it on, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's kill that.
I killed mine too. I'm trying it again.
It says starting.
It's got a red around it.
Yeah. All right. Any moment now. Any moment now. Any moment now.
Yes, I see us.
All right. Okay. Man, that took a minute.
This one still doesn't want to, but this one wants
to. Is that YouTube?
No.
Oh, awesome. Also, all right. Well, anyway,
it doesn't matter.
I think maybe we live. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
You know, sometimes the systems have problems. Not our side. That's like Rumble YouTube side. But anyway, good afternoon, goeiemiddag. We are live from our cooking studio in soon-to-be Sunset, Texas.
Cannot wait. Just going to throw that out there.
We are in our retail store. This is our old kitchen where we used to cook when we had a restaurant. So our store is to our right. You're going to hear ding-dongs. Maybe you hear kids screaming. You might hear customers. You might hear staff and all kinds of things. And we might drop stuff and... anything can happen because we're actually live. This is not a cooking show that's pre-recorded. We actually do this stuff as you see us do it. So I thought, you know, for a change today, what I'll do is we have these things called sausage rolls, which we buy from garages at any time of the day, and we eat it like a lunch snack, I guess. If you're on the road and you're driving and you're working and you need to stop for a quick meal, then you will get a sausage roll from a gas station. You get them from shops, much like biltong. You find these things everywhere, different taste, flavors. Garages generally, if it's a little bit of a dodgy area, maybe you get food poisoning, maybe you don't. Sometimes they add some cow, sometimes they add some horse, and maybe a little Rottweiler.
Maybe something that was hit on the way in.
Yeah, you don't know. There's been rumors of, you know, them testing it and finding like donkey and horse, and but it's 100% beef always, you know what I'm saying? So very traditional South African fare, I'd say. Lots of people make them at home. Generally, we buy them in. We have, I think the UK shares that with us, and so does Australia. We've actually got big companies that make these things commercially, and you actually walk into a little shopping center, and then a shopping center, and they'll have the little stand, and you can pick from a very big variety of these different pastries, meat pies, basically. So, without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds of ground beef, and I made a bit of a coarse ground, so it works okay, but it's not perfect for this. You want it a little finer. I, of course, am not a fan of the very fine ground beef, so I prefer it a little coarser.
We like things with texture around here.
Yes. So you actually, you know, it's not like eating baby food, you know, which is gross. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook this down. And as you guys have seen, I don't put oils and stuff in my pan. I actually use the juices from the meat, the oils that the meat render, and the juices that the meat render. And I use that to cook my vegetables in. So let's just give this thing a second.
So they know all of the different things that you make these out of, or South Africans make it out of. What is it? Porcupine, zombeaver, sorry, groundhog.
Well, I had a few people say we're going to get sick with a armadillo meatloaf, you know?
Yes.
They didn't understand, what do you call it? You know, when you're a little sarcastic in your titles.
Yeah.
So I thought today I'll just call it a sausage roll, and then we avoid anybody
You can call it a meat pie.
Well, meat pie, I guess, is a more Americanized word for it. We just
Generic,
call it sausage
though.
rolls.
It's very generic.
Yeah, it's very generic. All the pies are meat pies.
All of them are meat pies.
The sausage rolls are probably the most well known and the most popular.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so remember one thing, you do not have to kill your ground beef because it will go in the oven and cook again once it's in the pastry. So it's basically a meat mixture inside of pastry, baked in the oven and then eaten. All right, you can say hi to who is in.
Okay. We've got Russ, Copium, Femboy, Mrs. Sarge.
All right.
Jody.
I'm sorry about yesterday, Mrs. Sarge. When 4 o'clock struck, it was
happy hour.
I actually think witching hour is more like it. Like we
I
were
would
quiet
say
the whole
so.
day, and then suddenly everybody remembered that they should come to Anton's.
Yes. So it was a little busy for a while there. We've also got Fritzy and Ike and Polish Dog. I didn't see you, Polish Dog.
All
the
right.
colors are almost the same on some of the names, so it makes it a little difficult.
All right, so we're doing a kilo of meat or 2.2 pounds, and we're going to do about 3.5 ounces or 100 grams of onion and about the same amount of grated carrot. Now, you can use anything you want. You can use round carrots or whatever. I use grated because the onions are diced and the grated, they'll kind of cook together. So, you know, you want to try and keep your vegetables similar sizes on the onions and the carrots because otherwise the one cooks quick and the other one is still raw or hard. And I'm going to show you a little trick with this that I learned that helps thicken. And well, two tricks, I guess. One's not a trick, it's just a kind of different way of doing it, I guess. And then the other one is a trick that helps you thicken your mixtures. And I'll show you how to do that. So
we do have a Hong Kong from Canada.
Hey, Brightcan, welcome in. All right, so we want to render some juice out of the meat. And what you want to do is you want to kind of break up your meat so it's as fine as possible. The less clots, the better. So I'm just using a little spatula to cook with, and I just break it up with that. So you just want to kind of run through the meat and make sure there's no lumps because it'll mix better and it'll set better in the sausage roll. All right, and I don't know if Canada does sausage rolls. They might. I mean, they're basically owned by the Brits.
I would say so.
You know? So let's see.
So Russ says sausage is a vegetable. Kind of.
Well, it depends. If you get the normal sausage that normal people make, sure, because they put a bunch of crap in it. My sausage is all meat.
But that's how I get my vegetables, through my meat.
Yep.
So
Yep, yep,
to
yep.
me, yes, you are not wrong in that statement. And
chicken is vegetables for sure.
chicken, definitely. Diva Dog Mom does say anyone who hasn't tried the Wagyu Ghost Biltong is missing out on a taste sensation.
That
Thank
is
you. Glad
definitely
you like it.
Facts.
Now, we will say there's something else returning. You want to tell them what it is, Antoine?
We got a little bit of Reaper hanging, which will be ready for consumption probably next week. So I think we just opened it up.
Yes.
So who was it that had the Reaper in the bar? Somebody said he's got the Reaper in his bar.
Yes,
as a yeah.
heat
So we
challenge.
specially made it because of that. So
I
we're just
cannot
gonna-
remember.
No, neither can
I didn't make notes. I should probably make notes next
All right, so that's all the kind of juice that the meat rendered, if you guys can see that. So we want to keep that one side, and we want to put that over there. We want to get the meat out, leave the juice. So basically, in a nutshell, pull out the meat, leave the juice.
Okay.
Just so everybody is clear.
I think that is a known concept, potentially.
Yes.
Just
All right,
maybe not
so we're
known in
gonna-
cooking.
So we're going to put this back in here. Aye, that's
The
the young boy.
Pharaoh has addressed us.
Yes. Yes, he drives around in like a shopping cart. His sister must push him. And then he walks around and he just says hi to everyone.
But he
while being-
holds the sides. He holds the sides, sometimes front, sometimes sides, and he just looks around. Ah, there's a young one misbehaving.
Oh, where? Oh, What have we got the TV on?
Yep.
Ah,
I'll go talk to them.
all right.
And Russ, thank you for the subscription. That looks like Finboy has red rash.
All right, goody goody. All right, so here we go. You can just break it up as you pull it out of the pan. You will see the little lumps, and you can break that up. And this is a real simple recipe. So I'm going to keep it very, very straightforward today. Because I want to see, I haven't made, so we've got all kinds of weird pastry doughs. Or I guess pie doughs, pie crusts, pie doughs that everybody has a little one. So I pulled one off one of our sites, and I just thought, you know what, let me try it. I don't know if I'll be successful and if it has to rest or anything like that, but I thought, you know what, let me try it and see what happens. So I'm not going to complicate the meat. So now we got the juice. So we're going to put the 100 grams, so it's like 100 grams of onions, so 3.5 ounces, and about 120 grated carrots, so about 4 ounces. So a little bit more carrot. Then we do a little bit more carrot. Then we do onion. But if you do it 50-50, it'll work. It's just, you know, my particular brain gets a little upset if I don't have the ratios exactly right. But 50-50 will be fine. Now let's get all of that out of there. You know, I brought another bowl, but I might as well use this one. That one we don't have to use. That one is clean.
Oh, I am being called again.
Yes, I think he has to have a butt change.
Yes.
All right. So here we go. So we got the onions and the carrots. So what we're going to do is we're going to steam them through a little. Now I can put the spices in here, but I don't want to because it's going to dry up the juice and make the steak longer to cook. So let's just do that. Right, now I've got about 1.5 teaspoons of chicken stock in here. We're going to do, so about 7.5 grams, 8 grams. And then I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of Celtic salt. All right, or 10 grams. I use Celtic salt. You can use any salt. So let me just say salt. All right, we're going to do about 1 teaspoon of pepper. 5 grams, so half the salt weight. All right. And then we're going to do about 4 or 2 teaspoons of mixed herbs. All right, about 2 teaspoons of mixed herbs. All right, so chicken stock, salt, pepper, mixed herbs. That's basically that. All right, let me see. Blah, 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 blah. Would I miss anything? Nope, nope, nope. That's all of it. All right, so this thing is cooking nicely. All right, you want to get that a little bit more translucent. All right, that's good. That's good. We want it soft. And we will use that when we are done in the, we're going to put the meat back, but I want to show you a little trick first. So I've got 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire. I've got about 1/2 can, 200 grams of, that hole is right under my wrist, man, don't burn me. So I've got 1/2 can, 200 grams of tomato puree. So it's actually crushed tomatoes pureed. Now you want to puree this because if you're going to put the mixture in a sausage roll, you don't want lumps in there. I mean, you could have carrots and onions if that's your taste, but the tomato, you don't want lumps of tomato in there. That's not going to work. You want it kind of pureed. So I just take a can of diced or crushed tomatoes, zap it with your stick blender, make a puree, 1/2 cup or 1/2 a can or 200 grams, and then 2 teaspoons or 10 ml of Worcestershire. All right. All right. This is looking good. I'll pop that in there. pop this guy in here. All right. So that's the tomato going in. So that's a typical French base, except for some celery, which if you want to put celery, you're very welcome. I would suggest about 50 grams, or like, what's that? Like maybe 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces, ounce and 2/3 to 2 ounces of celery. You don't want to do too much on that. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think celery is also in the onion family, or am I thinking of something else now? I don't know. Sorry, man. I mostly make biltong. I know my recipes. I don't necessarily know where everything comes from. All right, so here we go. Let that cook for a second. And we're going to add our spices.
Guys.
And you can up and down your salt, pepper. You can add other stuff in here, whatever you want. You can put vegetables in there if you want. You know, if you want to make a different type of a pie, you can put some curry powder if you want to spice things up, maybe a little bit of red pepper, chili, whatever you want.
You may have known the gentleman that was just in.
He is who?
Sensei.
Oh, Sensei in. Good,
well,
good, man.
He's just left, but yes.
All right. Did he take some coffee?
I do not know what he took. I didn't get to speak to him besides a hello.
All right.
Hello, goodbye.
All right. Spices.
Did you tell everybody about the coffee? Did we talk about it on Friday?
We did.
We did. We talked about the coffee.
Yeah, we did.
That is some good stuff.
That is very good. Very, very good.
They're enjoying talking about mulking.
All right.
And poor Finboy says that he may need to reevaluate his life choices with that red rash he just caught.
All right, so here we go, spices and everything. Now, what we're going to do with this guy, all right, is we're going to put him back in this little bowl. Try and get it in there, not on the side. Okay, so it makes it a lot faster if you've got everything pre-prepared, you know, because I had the mince and I had, or the ground beef, I guess, and I had the carrots grated and the onions chopped, because I don't want to stand here and chop all of that because we still got to bake the pies.
That's the best part.
Yeah. All right, so let me put that guy over there. All right, now we take the stick blender. All right.
I'm sorry, Copium. His Rumble rants are blocked. We
Right?
have experienced that before, personally.
Oh, yeah. We've had that.
If you have one problem, you're blocked for 24 hours?
24 hours before you can
FYI.
rant again, yes.
Yes.
Just drop your chats in the...
Yeah, just chat. Chat
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, we've had that, and if it blocks you, it's 24 hours, man.
Yes.
So you obviously got to put this in a bowl that your blender can work in. Because if the bowl's too shallow, your blender's not going to get a hold of the vegetables. And you want to puree this pretty fine, because this will make it so your mince doesn't have, your ground beef doesn't have big pieces of different things in there. So you want to make this like a nice puree.
Sensei popped in and said, just stopped by to pick up some meat from my favorite African American. Bad timing. My favorite people are live.
Yeah, sorry, man. Thanks for popping in, though.
It's good to at least be able to say hello while I hand it over my young one.
Yes. All right, there we go. Thanks for popping in, Sensei. It's a pity we missed you, man.
Yes. And Sith is on too. He
Hey,
says hello.
Sith, howdy,
Yeah,
man.
Happy Sunday.
All right, I'm going to make a noise because there's not a lot here, so I don't want to lose any of it. Make sure I get all of it out.
Is that a proper clank?
That is a clank in capitals.
Come help us out on the stream. Send your clanks.
Yeah, right. I saw some videos from Stick, so he's not in the clank.
That's good. I'm glad for that.
Yeah. Or he's not sentenced yet. One of the two. He's not in the clank yet. Yeah. Fucking hell. Bad life choices. Can I ask you a favor? Can you just go and
rinse your spanner?
tip with those things. If you rinse it right after use, it's not dry and hard, and you get it clean much easier. So, sorry, my youngest daughter must now come and first make a comment. You know, it's like when the phone rings and you pick the phone up and you say hello, then the kids like go off like a hand grenade, because that's like their signal now to yak to you or to everybody else, and you know, on double volume. So when the stream goes live, that's the signal for make as much trouble as possible, cause as much havoc as possible, because the parents are live. Right, now we got this guy all pureed up. I should have maybe gone a little finer, but that's good. So what we do is we take oats flour, and if you don't have oats flour, then you use some oats and you just stick it in a blender and you blend it up. And this is to give it some thickness so it won't run out of your sausage roll when you cook it. When you cook the sausage roll. All right, you want to pull that pastry of yours out? Is that frozen yet or thawed out enough, your pastry? Just check if it's good. All right, so you just want to kind of stir this through for a second.
It's a little bendable, but...
All right, you can leave it for another minute.
I can also pull it out.
Yeah, pull it out, pull it out.
Don't worry, I have left the refrigerator suction.
Oh, yes.
Let me give it a second.
So yeah, give it a second. So you just want to cook that oats a little in the mixture. So we don't want to put that in before we blend it, because we don't want to make it thicker than necessary.
Hey, A is called Gaming. Welcome.
Hey. All right, then ground beef goes back in. All right. And of course, if you want to make this in more, I'm just doing it in a pan because then you guys can see what I'm doing. I would normally make this in a pot, or what do you call it, a stock pot or whatever you guys call it. We just call it a pot.
I think it's a pot.
All right, in a pot. And you got to be careful with this because it will burn. So there we go. I got a little piece stuck on that. Yeah,
I see that. I wasn't going to say anything. Neuro's popped in and reminded everybody where to get their meat. I'll read it out loud for those who do not know, but go to biltongusa.com. That is our one and only sponsor on this show here.
Yep.
And you can use code S.T.F. 10 for 10% off of your biltong purchases. Check out everything on there. We've got some combos. We've got some individual items. Reaper is back for those who want to light a fire in places that are unspoken.
Yes, yes. It rhymes with Angus.
If you remove a letter that we've learned
that will
from someone,
burn significantly.
Toilet paper in the freezer.
You might, when bent over, resemble a certain flag from a certain nation that used to have samurai.
Used to?
Maybe they still have samurai. I don't know. I'm saying used to, but I do
I'm
not
sure.
have knowledge.
I'm not sure.
All right, so this is all mixed in now. All right, so that looks good. You don't want this too saucy and too juicy because it has to be kind of solid. I'm just going to pop this on the range here for a second just to heat through. Now, obviously, we cannot put this in a sausage roll because it's going to run out because it's too hot. You have to cool it down. So I made another one. It's in the fridge, cooling down. So let me see if I can get this flour thing right. I think I'm going to mess it up, but we're going to try. So they say 5 cups of flour. So I'm going to make half a batch because I don't want to mess it up and then throw all of it away. So I'm going to do 2.5 cups, which of my flour, we do 130 a cup. 130 times 2.5, so 325 grams of flour. Now the missus walked off. I need a bowl. I never took a bowl. All right, just remember, you don't want this stuff to burn. You don't want this. Let me grab my little spatula. Oh, hold on. I'm wasting product. Yeah, I'm wasting product. Grab this guy. Put him in there. I'm going to get all the goodness that's in the bowl. All of it must come into the pan. I don't lose any of it. Very important. Must make sure we get all of it. Let's see, that looks very good. That looks very good. That looks spectacular. Before you storm in here, will you get me the sift and the second from the biggest pot? So I've got enough space to work.
And the what, sorry?
Second from the biggest, sorry, a bowl, pot. Still got pot on the brain. All right, so here we go. That is pretty much what your mixture is going to look like. And you can see kind of holds its shape as it should, because if you want to stick this thing in a sausage roll, it can't run out. You'll see it'll kind of hold its shape a little, which is the whole point. It must hold its shape. If it doesn't hold its shape, then it's just going to, you're going to bake it in the oven and it's just going to go out. All right, I'll leave this here. Let me do it that way. I've switched the range off. All right, so let me do this. I'll put this over here. I'm going to do 325 grams of flour. And then they say 1.5 cups of boiling water. So I need.
Do you have
1.5? I've got a jug that side.
Okay.
It's on the table there. There should
May
be
I?
a jug. Yes. So just bring 500, like half a jug of boiling water. I want to see. So. All right, so I'm not going to use boiling water because, so what they say is you must grate the butter into the water and let it melt. So, but my butter's soft already, so I'm gonna add a little bit of cold water. I've still got my other probe up here. I'm just gonna put some cold water, or so, yeah, I'll add some cold water to this. Let me see where we're at. 160. I don't want to cook the flour, you know. Let me grab some cold water, yeah. Let's just get this down a little. Let's see where we're at. 140. 135 sounds good to me. $137, $138. That'll work. That'll work. 137, 138. That's good. All right, so a cup and a half. I'm going to work on 240. So that's 360 grams of water.
Got a few things to back up on and share with you. Mod King has popped in.
Okay.
Same for J Ham Stoneface, and that is who has the Reaper.
Okay.
That is who wants it. It
so
is
the Reaper is in, man.
And available. Hey, I got a red rash. Thank you, J Ham.
Oh, there we go.
He has gifted 5 subscriptions. So myself, Diva Dog Mom, Snake Coil Entertainment. Doesn't that sound familiar? Sensei and Jody. Looky there. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to do 250 grams of butter. I hope this works. 250 grams, so a half a pound is 227. So you want like a half a pound.
I'll be back.
And Was that a half a pound and an ounce? Yeah, about a half a pound plus an ounce of butter. All right. Can I have a white spatula, Nicole? Just a little white spatula. This is unplanned. I didn't plan to do this, but you know, we have time, so I might as well mess around with some flour. Yeah. So we're gonna get this in here. So let's see how that works, because the butter's soft, so I don't need hot water. This is already like melting for the most part. All right, so let's see. And then I need a teaspoon. Or 5 grams of salt. Actually, a half a teaspoon of salt. So let me put you down there. So half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to use the grounded salt. So I'll use about 3 grams.
And I wanted to tease you for a second.
Cream of tartar, if you don't mind, right there on the side.
Yes. I've got a customer who likes their biltong like you like your biltong.
Okay.
Nice, thick, and fatty.
Yeah, I like the biltong like that. All right, and we're going to do 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar, which is 5 grams. Now, we're getting interrupted, so I don't have a teaspoon here. I'm just going to measure it with a teaspoon to make sure I'm good on that. Let me grab a teaspoon. Yeah, give me 1 second. Teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. So let me just grab that and make sure that we are good on the weight. All right, so compact and then scrape it down to make sure you have a flat. So a teaspoon is supposed to be flat on top, like that. Then it's a teaspoon. Right, let's see. I should probably sift this in. Yeah, 4 grams, 5 grams. So let's mix that through. All right, mix that through, and then they say the rest of the 320 grams. Now the trick is going to be to not let my sieve fall into the mixture, because this bowl and this sieve is not really made for each other. So let me do this. So we'll do 320 grams here. 360. 320, 360. Now I'm confused. 325. Man, I almost fucked that up. Sorry, I forgot my weights. 325. See how this works. I've always wanted to mess with this stuff, because we just buy the puff pastry in, but this is supposed to be a little bit more traditional. Don't fall, don't fall. There we go. All right, sift it in, and then we're going to mix this. I'll just put some gloves on, and we mix it in, see what happens. They say this should rest, so maybe I rest it, and then we'll make some more at the end. All right, when Nicole comes back, she can take all of that stuff. All right, I'm going to start with a spatula, and we see what happens. It should thicken up. I might get my mixer down. All right, let's see how this works. Never made this, so let's see how that works. It seems very runny still. We'll see. Still runny. I don't know. I'm going to take my mixer. I'm sorry, Nicole's not. Yes, I have to walk and get it. I'm going to get my Makita. Sorry for being in front of the camera. Speed things up here. Add some volume. All right, I'm going to pop this guy on. So let's see. All right, so yep, that is definitely not going to work. So let's see. 'Cause that is way too runny. Oh, yes, because I'm stupid. Because I put too much water. Now, let's see, because now I basically did a full recipe, which I didn't want to do. All right, let's see how much butter I got left here. Too much water, man. That's my problem. Because I just grabbed the recipe off the internet instead of, so let's see, I don't think I've got enough butter here. Let's see, just make a big batch. Be done. That's what you get when you don't write your notes. Let's see. Woo! Don't fall in the dough. You know what I could probably do? I can cheat a little. Let's see how that works. Okay, that's all my butter. So what am I? I am 100, so I'm 150 short. Let's see if I can get 5 more out here. I should be able to dig 5 out of here. And I don't have to roll all of it out. All right, there we go, almost. I need like 2 grams. And I'm going to cheat a little. There we go. So that gives me 100. I'm going to cheat. Give me 1 second. I am going to invoke the cheat code. I have some, because you basically want the fat. So I have some, this is shortening. It's coconut shortening. But I have to go get a spatula now because I'm stupid. I don't do all my calculations right. Give me 1 second. All right, let's try this way. So let's see what happens. I mean, we're putting the fat in. So it's 350 is where we want to be. No, actually 400. 150. 150. 400. All right, let's see what happens. I mean, the only thing that can happen, I fucked up my recipe. I put too much water, man. I didn't make...
Can I just stand here and eat my husband's meat while he fucks up recipes?
All right. Let's see. Maybe. Who knows? Sometimes you make mistake, you make it better. So I'm putting some coconut shortening. Coconut oil shortening in there.
Okay.
I mean, you just want the fat, really. I mean, the butter's got a nice taste, but we got butter in. So I need to do another 325 flour. And while I do that, woo,
I know.
Look at that bad boy.
Woo. There's some really nice pieces here. I've got more. I know. He really likes your biltong, by the way. He says, it is hard to find good biltong, and this is done right. Gentleman from Houston. So, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I don't want to make so much of this dough because if it doesn't work. But now we are down the fucking rabbit hole.
There is someone that has joined the stream and which you know who goes by the name of Dear Sarge.
Oh, hey, Sarge. I'm sorry I missed you yesterday, man. The clock struck 4 o'clock. Yeah.
It went bonkers. It
went completely insane.
Sorry?
No. It just got completely crazy here. All right.
Cam has joined us as well. Now, there are all of these people on chat, and they are complaining about the temperature.
Why?
I don't know. They say
summer, man, it's fucking awesome.
35 degrees Celsius in the shade. What's wrong with that? That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd much rather have that than the cold, man.
Bright Gaming, I have to laugh at this one. He says, Ginger Sailor Moon can cast red rashes at will. It's one of her superpowers. I did not know I had that superpower. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the belief in what I can do.
But I'm going to use my Makita just to start this thing, and then we'll see how thick it gets. Because I think this should end up like that almost.
Everybody's throwing their personal codes on the chat. Use
Okay.
any of them. They all work. I have vetted. They are real. Sarge, you should throw yours out as well on chat. Let everybody know where they can get their meat at a better price. Else, if you're watching us later, go to biltongusa.com and S.T.F. 10 for 10% off your biltong.
Still don't know this. I mean, this is supposed to be a pastry dough. You know?
That looks like cake.
I agree. But we'll see. Otherwise, I put one of those things in a little tray. Yeah.
Okay.
And I put this on top.
No, that's a meat pie.
Yeah. That could be what this is for, you know?
Didn't think of that.
It says pastry dough, but, you know, that does not necessarily mean anything. I don't think this one gets baking powder.
Neuro, I just saw your comment with Ike and elk. You're going to laugh at me. So when Ike was in town, I think I had an elk box at that time. And I said, look, it almost looks like your name.
I'm going to put baking powder in here because the assumption in South Africa most of the time is self-raising. So I'm not going to take a chance. So we do about about an ounce of baking powder because it's 6 cups. And I'll see what that looks like. See what that looks like. If it still needs some attention after that, I'll add another cup of flour. Or at least work on a 40 gram.
So Jay Ham, I see your note about planning to come to Fort Worth. Please do. Drop in anytime. We are always ready for anything and everything. Believe me. Anton, you have a note from Cocteau.
Oh.
Says, I'm really sorry I haven't contacted you in a while. I'll do my best to explain soon. Thanks for being so patient. Man.
We still got your money, but you gotta tell me if you want to cash that thing out.
Anytime.
It's still there.
We will take care of you. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what to do to cash it out, but we'll cash it out. Whatever it needs to do, we'll do that. Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
I'm just eating your meat over here.
That's all good. You eat away.
Apparently, I am insatiable today.
Apparently. Listen, you're insatiable.
Yes.
You're the one that's supposed to make the sausage rolls.
I'm going to make them?
Yep.
I got to wash my hands then.
Yeah,
all
wash
right.
your hands. All right, I think, let me see. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more flour and just see what happens. I'm just going to work on a bigger cup size. This is always the challenge, you know. You don't quite know when people say cups what they fucking mean. So let's do a little bit more just to make sure.
I figure I'd make it more real. I won't use my machine. I'll go old-fashioned with a rolling pin. How about them apples?
All right, here we go.
When I make the sausage rolls in mass, I do have some machinery to help me. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, we've got some rollers and stuff like that. So, you know, we don't do it all by hand. All right, so you want to... Okay, so what I'll do...
I can use the cutting board and put some paper
on.
Yeah.
Use,
Is that okay?
You want me to go get you some...
Yes, please.
All right, let me do this. I'm going to keep this guy here.
Did you put anything in my duster or no?
Duster? No, I can do that. Let me move this out of the way. All right.
Just so you know, Copium is very upset at Rumble at the moment.
Yeah,
I know.
they've got some challenges, man.
It's not perfect, but hey, I see the love for YouTube, which is lacking. It's better than that. Come on now. Sportfish, hey, welcome in. Glad to have you.
All right, here we go.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
No issue. All right, I'm just going to grab flour. Normally I'd use a shaker, but it's lacking on the flour at the moment. So I will just make do. It is best to have my pastry ready before I start playing with anything else. Otherwise, my fingers will get a bit messy and sticky, and nothing's going to work.
All right, you hit that one.
Yeah.
I'll hit this one.
Don't get excited while I flour my little steel pole here.
Yeah. So this is supposed to ball, which that's getting closer. That's getting closer. Still not quite. Not quite. Almost there. So maybe almost there, but I don't think this is it yet. So at least it's starting to pull off the side, so that's close.
Polish dog, I think I said hi to you. I can't remember.
A little more. See if that works.
J-Ham has a new statement for getting pastry ready. Apparently that's foreplay.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know. The more
Well, the amount of stirring. Jesus.
Well, he meant with what I am doing, not with you, what you are doing. I think. I could be incorrect, but that was the gist I got from that comment.
All right. Let's see.
Don't forget my lame, because I forgot.
Oh, yeah. I'll grab it now. It's around the corner, right?
No, it's in that black box right there. Right behind your recipes.
Sorry, something's getting me in the nostrils, man.
It couldn't be the flour you're fiddling with.
Yeah, it's possible. Possible. All right, now, you don't need a lame, but a lame does make it a little bit more fun. All right.
I can feel where it's still a little frozen.
Here's a cold one.
Thank you.
So we did make a cold ground beef, or one that we cooled because you want this a little bit more set.
So it's complicated. You want your meat set and you want your pastry pliable. So, good combination, right?
Yeah.
So for everybody who gave me a hard time for just standing around and doing nothing, here we go. I'm actually helping you for once.
All right, there we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think this will do. Kind of. We'll see. It's closer. It's closer for sure. I don't know, it still seems a little loose-ish. No.
So the puff pastry is a little hard still in some places from the cool temp. You hold it between your hands, gently massage.
Gently massage between your hands. Got it.
That is correct. It does help a lot. So just as an FYI, this is already pretty thawed. It was frozen prior, but that does help somewhat. And it is puff pastry. If it cracks, mold it back together. Do not waste it. It is something that just wraps around the meat.
Yep. All right, so I'm up to 1 kilo. So we had 2.2 pounds of flour to get this to set.
What are we going to do with the rest of the dough?
I have no idea.
We got some jam.
Yeah, make like flapjacks, not flapjacks, but like little flat
Jam
cakes or
tarts.
something, jam tarts or something
Jam
out of it.
tarts. That's what you do with it.
There we go. All right, this is starting to look like something now.
Once upon a time, he actually used to let me play with stuff. Not anymore. All right.
Nope.
Can I
Now
make
it's
these?
all work and no more.
No fiddling with dough.
No fun.
No fun.
All right.
Am I weighing this out, or what would you like?
Yeah, you can weigh it out if you want. You can. You don't have to give the weight, but you can weigh it.
I'll do reverse weights.
Yeah. I've already got this guy for you.
Okay.
With a.
Would you spray it for me, please?
So on your baking sheet, you want to cover it with foil because they make a mess, and you definitely want to spray it. Your pastry will stick to the foil. It will stick to your pan. You want to make sure these things are. Oh,
I need some water. I forgot.
Yes.
I wasn't prepared.
I told her, but she didn't listen to me.
You did not.
I said you're gonna make sausage rolls.
No, you said we were making sausage rolls.
Yes, we as in you.
May I have the small glass cup with water in it and a small brush, please?
I got water that side. So yeah, so you want a little pastry brush, and we'll use this afterwards to coat it.
Some water.
Yeah.
Oh, you have water still? Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. So I've got the desired meat on my puff pastry here.
Yeah, and this it'll depend on how big your pastry is, how much meat you put on it. So we've already got pre-measured.
You want to elongate your meat to the sides so that it does not have a lumpy spot. And then I like to dust with,
yeah, that looks good.
Not dust, sorry, stroke with some water, because that actually helps the puff pastry stick together when it has water to it. It holds in place nicely. Roll it over towards, for me, I like to roll it towards me, and then onto itself where that water is. And lightly molding it, making sure to take out any disformities. And then the lame, the point of that, is it to look pretty or does it actually have a function?
No, it's to look pretty.
Okay. We like to do 2 marks on the top of our puff pastry. How many layers would you say I go through? I don't quite know.
Maybe like half of it.
Okay.
So you just want to do a slight little weight on it.
So this is not as pretty as when I make it in mass or shop, but can I take it closer and show them real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the sausage roll. You'll see the meat is flush on both sides. It's about 6 inches, I would say, in length here, and about 1.5 inches maybe in depth. And you can see where the lame scored the puff pastry there. So when it bakes, it's going to have a nice indentation there. And you'll see this puff pastry is not perfect. It's got little cracks in it, but it doesn't matter before you bake it. I promise you, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Which way do you want me to go? This way?
Yeah, pack them.
Or this? No, this way.
Yeah, that way.
Okay. How many am I doing? Just the 6? Okay.
Yeah. Can I ask you a favor quick?
Yes.
Can you just spray this thing for me with some non-stick? I'm going to cover this thing and put it in the fridge. All right. I have this dough rest.
So, Anton, I cannot see the chat, so if you'd like to see what in the world is going on in there, you are more than welcome.
You see, that's my problem. I cook, I can't read.
There's no reading right now.
All right.
Just entertaining, apparently.
Yes. I'm going to, I just want to cover this guy with some sticky. All right. And then what I'll do is when I'm done here, I will get the egg mixture. So what you do is you want to baste those with the egg wash. And then we're going to bake them. And then the kids are going to eat them because we're going to miss out because we don't eat.
Nope.
Those
That's why
guys.
I've been eating all of his meat during stream.
Hey, there's some left for me.
Right, a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes if I'm in the mood, I'll eat my own meat.
And if you snooze, I eat it all.
Yeah,
Come on.
that is true. All right, I'm going to put this, I'm just going to pop this in a bigger fridge because this fridge behind us is not going to hold this. So what I understand is the butter in the dough, because it's got water in it. When the dough bakes, the butter will have the water escape, which makes the aerated.
I'm gonna grab the phone.
Hey.
You can grab the phone.
Okay. Which makes the dough kind of like puff pastry, that which I've made. All right. Let's see. Biltong burrito is my favorite vegetable, says Russ.
That's about right. It is close to a burrito. Empanada is what a lot of people think of, but those are fried.
Those are fried. These are baked in the oven. Wrong pastry, but I like where you went, says J-Ham. No, Cocktail, it's not mods. It's something wrong with Rumble. Copium also complained. There's probably an issue on Rumble today.
Now it's interesting because you were okay earlier with one of our guys.
No, I wasn't on Rumble.
Oh, I forgot. Yes. He does Rumble sometimes.
Yes. He also has a problem with Rumble. Every now and again, Rumble has an issue, and it's a pity, man, because they lose money, and so does the creators.
Yeah.
You know, which, I mean, we do this for fun, so we much appreciate anybody that runs, but we will do it regardless.
Not just that, buy biltong instead. We'll give you biltong.
Yes. Sorry, I just want to dust my hands off here. There we go.
I'm just fondling your meat again.
That's all good. All right, let's see. We only have one mod. I think it's Nero.
No, I turned Encryptus.
Oh,
But Neuro's the
Encryptus
only one
also.
on at the moment. Or me. I mean, I'm a mod too. But
Meat
yes.
is getting longer as I listen, says Sportfish. Moderators, he didn't have them for a while. Now he does. Copium.
Yes.
After the other day, I was trying to rumble rant on our channeling and chat. Wouldn't go through until I removed the link. Yeah, I don't think we can block stuff on our side.
No,
I haven't played with it. So the only thing we got is we got 2 mods and us. We don't block anything. But Rumble, I think they're still growing. I think there's still challenges there, you know. I like Rumble because at least, you know, if you say controversial things, they don't just take down your channel. So I'll take that for now. And also, you know, the other problem is, like, I mean, they own the platform. So I guess you also can't be too clever, you know.
If it's not your toy, you can't break it.
I'm going to get a little bit of, we could use the same brush, but I want to get a little bowl, because I almost forgot about that. I'll just wipe this out, and then what we're going to do, it's only 6 of them. So you want to do like an egg and about a tablespoon of milk. So we'll do, young man is dead. You want me to go put him down? Let me go put him down.
You may have to.
Give me a second.
Our youngest went for a car ride this morning with Dad. He went to go fetch me a new toy. I was warned of said toy last night, and it was available for purchase. So Anton took all the kids for a car ride, and he took a little nap. So we thought there's no chance we're going to have him down today, hence the up and down a little bit. He gets a little rowdy when he doesn't sleep very well. But now he is out. He was outside and fell asleep. Nothing better than a hot summer day to give you some rest, I suppose. And that one's still actively getting off the pacifier, so that's been fun. Daytime, we have one. Nighttime, not so much. We'll figure it out. We'll get rid of the pacifier one day.
50-50. 50-50 at night.
Yes.
So I'm going to leave that other pastry and see what happens. Otherwise, we just stick it on and we make a pie for these guys, because that'll press nicely into a little tray, so you can make like a chicken pie. I don't know if I'm out of vision here on the side. I am explaining and making hand gestures, and let me I think I can dig out another scale.
We've got these things coming out of our ears.
Oh, we've got another scale, yeah. All right. So what you want to do is make a little egg wash. So you're going to do half an egg and like 1.5 teaspoons of milk. Milk. Sorry, man, my pronunciation. All right.
You sound like a foreigner.
Yeah, a little bit.
Are you one of those refugees?
Apparently, the rumors are increasing. I'm a refugee. I'm fleed apartheid. There's all kinds of things that I hear that why I'm here. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I just came because I had a business and then met a pretty cool young lady.
Who
Got
said he
married.
wasn't allowed to leave.
Yes, she said,
actually like
9, you are not going back. You
My
stay here."
German roots came out.
Yes.
Exactly.
Here we go. All right. I got the egg wash. One last one. And you guys will see when these things come out. Gonna look very pretty. Yeah, so you just want to kind of put the sausage inside, make sure it doesn't fall out the edges. These things don't need to be pricked because the steam will come out the sides. If you clamp the sides closed, you've got to make a hole in it. Otherwise, it's going to pop open because
Burst.
the steam, yeah, it's going to burst. The steam has to go somewhere. So I just want to make sure, yeah, this thing's nice and hot. So we're going to run our oven at about 450. Remember, the inside's cooked. You just want to cook the outside. All right.
All right, there you go.
Pass me the brush.
Oh, you can dip it in if you need.
No, okay. I will dry the tip.
Dry the tip. That's
Yeah.
different from wipe the tip.
Yes. All right. Put a little egg wash.
No issue, J-Ham. It is available. Reaper's open.
Yeah, Reaper's open, man. You can go and grab it.
It's available.
All
You may
right.
have at it.
All right, there we go. Yeah, we made that specially for you, man. See, this last one, you were a little zealous for that
What?
lame.
I know. Oops.
Yes. All right. There we go. So Nicole's not just a pretty face. She can make sausage rolls.
I was telling Anton he's going to have to let me make some rolls again. They've been running out. People like them, I guess.
Correct.
That's one of my many duties is to make sausage rolls.
All right. There we go. You can pop your gloves off. We are done.
Do you want me to put the meat away?
Yeah, we can put that in the fridge. We will combine it with the one I made. So guess what the kids are having for dinner?
Sausage rolls.
Apparently.
Do you want me to clean this up?
Yeah, we can clean that up. All right. Sausage rolls in the oven. These will go fast. 10 minutes, done.
Yes.
Because they're not cold.
Yes.
If they frozen, you're looking at about... If they're frozen, you're looking at about 15 minutes or so. In this oven, 20 at home. If they thawed out, 10, 12 minutes, done. All right. So now we can read rants and do whatever else we want to do. Oh,
It's full of flour.
There's
Careful.
no rants.
Careful.
Chats. We can read chats. I'll use this. I'll make a little pie with that dough. Put some of this mix in a pie. So you could take this mixture, probably add a little bit of like bone broth, just maybe on that, like a half a cup, and stick some mixed vegetables in it. Stick it in a pan, a little pan like that. Put mashed potatoes on it. You pretty much have a cottage pie.
Yes. That would be really good.
Yeah. So so this mix is versatile. You can add all kinds of stuff to that. It's a really good base mix.
So
Yeah, I made a mess on the
J-Ham
side here.
mentions We Are Change. They are on YouTube, just
Yes.
FYI.
Yes.
You can find him there. He does awesome shorts still, so please check him out.
Yeah, in fact, he made a short for me yesterday. I need to share it.
Yes.
Yesterday's just been a interesting day.
Yeah, I know there's a lot going on. We're not going to get involved in it right now. We're
Yes.
going to make some sausage rolls so you can all put more meat in your mouth.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
Mrs.
We do
Sarge, I
not-
need your help here. What meat do you like in your mouth?
Yes, we do not do politics.
No, not here. Not
Yes.
here. She likes the sound of cottage pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, honestly, you take this mix that I just made, add maybe a half a cup of stock because you want it a little runny, or a little more runny, I guess. Maybe half a cup of stock, a little bit of bone broth, something like that, like a 120 ml. What's that? 4 ounces, and take some frozen peas and carrots, stick it in there, and then just put mashed potatoes on top, and you got a cottage pie, man. You could also use it as a sloppy joe.
Yes.
You add a little bit of stock if you want the vegetables. If not, then you just add some stock just to make it more runny.
It does make a killer sloppy joe, though. Like, really good. And toast those buns first.
Yep.
Ooh, couldn't you do a jaffle with them, too?
Jaffles.
Or fried brookie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Braai broodjie. But the problem with the braai broodjie,
I know it'll
fall
fall. I know. Unless you put it in the toekenep. Yes. Rooster.
Yes, rooster.
Rooster.
So, let me see.
Oh, Lo, you asked, how did you season the meat?
All right, so I got 1.5 teaspoons, or about 7.5 grams of chicken stock, 2 teaspoons or 10 grams of salt, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of pepper, and I've got about 2 teaspoons or about 4 grams of mixed herbs. That's all that went in there, with about a half a can of diced tomatoes pureed. So that's basically the spice mix, and I did a base of tomato and onion and carrot. So what I did in the beginning is, so just to recap, I took 1 kilo or 2.2 pounds of ground beef, put it in the pan, rendered the fat out of it, took it out of the pan. Carrots, about 3.5 ounces. Onions about 3.5 ounces. Carrots about 4. You can do 50-50. It won't matter. Put all of that in the pan in the juice and let it basically go translucent to soft. Added the tomato to the pureed tomatoes. So not tomato puree, pureed tomatoes, because there's salt in the pureed tomatoes. So you got to take that into account. Then I did about 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire, or 10 grams. Put that in. Then I did the 10 grams salt, 5 grams pepper, and I did 2 teaspoons or 4 grams of mixed herbs, 7.5 or 1.5 teaspoons, 7.5 grams of chicken stock. Mixed it all in, no water or anything, because you want the mixture thick. Mix that all together. I did, about 2, I guess it's 4 teaspoons, about 20 grams. So 4 teaspoons or a tablespoon and a teaspoon of oats flour. So you could take normal oats, ground them down in a blender, and then you could use that, or just buy oat flour, whatever you want. So the oat flour is what thickens it and binds it, and then beef back in, mixed it all up, done.
And savory, meaty goodness.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So
that
good.
Chicken, I like to put this chicken stock with a beef. It gives it kind of another dimension. Somebody and I still got to roll boerewors tonight. Yes.
Did you hear that?
I heard. I still got to roll boerewors tonight. Yes.
Did you hear that?
I heard. That was like a half ding.
Sorry, my.
Someone switch the ding dong off. It's always a problem when people switch the ding dongs off. No, there's the ding dong. Oh, it was probably switched off. Sometimes they clean the window, switch the ding dong off, and then don't switch the ding dong back on when they're done cleaning the window. Very frustrating. All right, I'm gonna pull this guy open. Woo, woo. All right, I think we are almost done, man. Just gonna turn it for a second. Give it 2 minutes. Actually, no, I'll just give it a minute. Let's get it to brown on the other side. And then you guys will see how pretty that looks. I think I'm done with this guy. Pull him off. I'm done with this guy. I'm done with this guy. And for all those who've been watching, if you use your probe, you got to at least clean the tip once a day. So I just use a little alcohol swab, clean the tip of the probe right up. You know, the bit you stick inside to check and make sure things are good. All right, there we go. Done and done. All right. This is going to be awesome. All right. There we go. So that was a whole 7 minutes, but I do cheat. I've got a big industrial oven, so you can't compare this to a home oven. All right, so without further ado, I'll show you guys what this looks like. So there we go. Sausage rolls. Ah, you see the fat running out of there. So yeah, done. Now the kids can eat. All finished. So you watch me make these from literally scratch. You know what I'm saying? So there we go. I'll see if I can mess with that flour. Hopefully that flour works. And then this I'll give to the kids. I'll keep that one side. Can't do that with
Sorry, our
gloves on.
chime was off.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes.
They probably cleaned the window and they never switched it on. Yes,
She did.
very annoying. Very annoying. But anyway. All right. So what you can do with these, there are traditional brown sauces that they make. It's not a thing I ever eat. You eat the sausage roll as it is.
I don't eat brown sauce.
Yeah, people, you know.
It's saucy, meaty goodness.
So this
very
you will
flavorful.
have with like peas normally.
Okay.
And then
Some
the brown
greens.
sauce. We just eat them in a bag from the garage. If it's, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning because you're like half drunk, then it's a 50-50 if you get food poisoning or not.
You won't on these though.
No, these are perfect because you made them yourself.
Yes.
I've had food poisoning from the sausage roll. It's a lot of fun. Then you hungover and sick. It's like a double bonus. All right, there we go. So, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this guy out, and I'm going to put a friend that looks similar.
They always look a little different. You
Yeah.
cannot win that.
There we go.
It's real food. What can I say?
There we go. Let me go show them
Yes.
on the nice plate. These things do slide around. So,
Sausage rolls.
there we go.
Wrap in foil, warm on the engine block.
Yeah. The problem is if you don't bake them in the oven, then they don't come out nice, brown and crispy. You can stick them in the air fryer. From what we've been told, 350, and you just baste them with oil or butter. You don't baste them with an egg wash.
Mm-hmm.
If you bake them in the oven, egg wash, and yeah, that's basically that. Sausage rolls
Yes.
with a dough that I made that didn't fucking work yet. I'll see when I get it out. They say rested overnight.
Oh, well,
So
that's why.
I got one that didn't say rested overnight, but apparently rested overnight.
Now, I do have Excator, and he calls them tube steak rolls,
Tube steak rolls.
essentially.
Well, that's what we call a sausage roll. I have made these with steak, by the way. So you can take diced beef,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to cook it till it breaks down, because otherwise you grab that pastry,
Shred
try and yeah,
shred
you
it.
basically have to cook it till it breaks down, and you can shred it. So you have kind of a shredded almost beef, or you know what would be very good if you have the time. This is not financially viable. Would be fucking awesome though. So you smoke like a shoulder.
All right, Jody. Sounds like you're up.
Yeah, no, you smoke a shoulder until it's you know when they make the shredded like pork, they
Yes.
take those bear claws.
Yes.
So you take a shoulder or whatever you want to smoke, you smoke it until it pretty much falls apart.
Yes.
Then you shred it, probably add a little bit of a roux to it just to bind it. So you could take juice, say maybe like stock with some with a roux and mix it so just a little bindy, and then you stick that in a pastry like this and you bake it in the oven. That would be very good.
You could do pulled pork. That would work too. They request us to cut one open.
Oh yeah, I can
They
do
are
that.
asking us to taste test, but that's not going to happen.
No, I can't taste this. I'm
No.
sorry. That can't happen.
We don't eat the starch, unfortunately. But our children do, and they absolutely love it. But yes, I like the pulled pork idea. That
Yeah,
would
pulled
definitely
pork,
work.
and this might be a very good idea for any leftover meat you got.
Yes.
So
It is barbecue season.
here we go. Can you see
Independence
that?
Day is coming. I think, yes, we will be able to see that
So that's the inside.
very good.
So yeah, all good stuff. I'm very tempted to take a bite, but I don't need starches, so the kids will enjoy them. So I think that's it. Without further ado,
All right. We will see you on Friday.
we will see you on Friday with hopefully some more interesting things. Have a great weekend.
Oh.
Remember,
I need to send a raid.
yes,
Right?
yes. Are we raiding someone? No, Bright Gaming is now. Colt was Colt Music, right?
Yes.
But he's not Sundays anymore because his shift changed.
Yes.
So let's see who we can raid. I still want to I'm still thinking about starting later, and then we raid Viva. Not that that would make a difference to Viva, but I would like to show, like a 50-person support.
50-person support. I think that's still fair.
Yeah, And most of the guys on here go to Viva anyway, so we might as well just bounce over. But yeah, so sausage rolls and these things are awesome for just like a snack or lunch or whatever you want. It's pretty good. If I could figure out the pastry, we could maybe make a healthier pastry, because all the pastries we buy a pretty clean one, but they all have shit in them. Especially you go read the ingredient label there by the Walmart. Woo! Like stuff I will not put in my body, man. And I think that's that. You find someone?
I have not. Does anyone know of someone live at the moment?
Anybody live that you want to raid?
There's someone alive.
Just Cam, Vlog, Gaming.
Who were the gentlemen that we found last week?
I can't remember. Yeah, you're right, Sarge. Pulled pork sounds like a porky pig after fun. Hand fun. All right, have a great weekend. Diva Dog Mom, JM. See you, Mr. Sarge, Loyu. Make small ones for apps. Yes. We make a mini. You cut them in thirds. But the tip, so before we go, the tip for this, cut them before you bake them. Otherwise, they will make crumbs and go all kind of frizzy. So what you do is you cut them in thirds, take one and you chop it in 3 pieces. And you do that when they're cold. Stick them in the fridge, get them real cold, and then you do that. You break them up with a spatula before you bake them, and then you baste them individually and you bake them, then they don't make all the kind of crumbs and stuff. Absolutely 100%. It is a very big thing in South Africa to have mini sausage rolls as a starter. That, mini meatballs, mini sausage rolls, a little, like what we call samosas. It's like a little Indian triangular snack. We take sandwich bread, so you make a sandwich, you cut it in 4s, that, sausage roll, all of those things. Absolutely, snack food, awesome. And this, nice with a dipping sauce, chips, biltong, for sure. Absolutely 100%.
I'm sorry, I don't know any of these
All right,
channels.
well,
I don't want
then we
to
are.
go on a
Hey,
wander
Herito, cheers, man.
and scare everybody.
I'm off like a prom dress. Thanks, Kato. All right, we will see you guys next week Friday. Let's kill it, and the kids can have
Nero,
some food.
go ahead and raid either one, please.
All right. Nero can raid someone. Oh, we don't know who to raid. So yes, definitely, if you make something like this, cut it in 3s. That would be an awesome starter. You want a sausage roll? All right, he's hungry. They're all hungry.
They approve of this. Hang on.
Wait. The camera's still on. We are just moving it over. I will help you guys.
Small monkey.
Yeah, small monkey. I can take a half one for him. He will have a good time with that. All right, here we go. No, have a whole one. They're good. Okay, so try and eat half if you only want half. They're good. We just made them. They're fresh. You're gonna like them. Where's the oldest young lady? I'll take. She's gonna definitely eat 2 and probably a half.
Yes, she will want to for sure. Oh, the young man's missing out.
Yeah. Here we go. It's still live, so don't step past the camera, please. Yeah, grab it. There we go. All right. Cold water. Just give him a jug. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just give him a jug. After the cold water, yes. Have some cold water.
Why don't you take
first.
that to the table?
Take the jug to the table. Thank
It's not
you.
much, so drink that and then you can have a soda water.
All right. So that's that. I guess. What are we having? Omelette.
Yes.
All right.
Meat inside of.
Yeah, we can fill it with some meat.
Not
omelet meat.
this meat, unfortunately.
No, this one's got. Take the last
Okay,
piece.
take
No,
it.
I'll take the small one.
There's a little nibble there you were bypassing.
All right.
All right, I don't think Neuro is here with us at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it.
All right. Yeah. We also have to eat.